Anesthesiologists of Reddit, what was something you won't forget hearing from someone that was under? 1. My husband was put under to get his wisdom teeth out. He was a little anxious and also is just kind of anal. He's an engineer. So he read his pre-op instructions front to back like a dozen times. One of the things it said was, you may experience profound disorientation upon awakening. As he woke up, he opened one eye and looked around the room, then said extremely huffily, I wouldn't call this profound. Then he started crying. 2. I had an ovarian cyst removed a year ago and woke up from the anesthesia saying hand please, and making grabby hands with both my hands until the nurses finally came over and held my hands for about 5 minutes while I just smiled and tried to go back to sleep. I hadn't done that in a decade. I used to do it to my dad all the time as a kid to express that I wanted to hold his hand while I slept. 3. I was giving a young female patient sedation for a routine colonoscopy, and as I pushed the propofol, sleepy medicine, it started to hit her. She sat straight up and yelled to everyone in the procedure room, I shaved my a-hole for you. And she flopped down on her pillow and she was asleep. 4. I was coming out of the fog of anesthesia from a colonoscopy. Apparently I didn't recognize my wife and refused her affections, telling her she was pretty, but I was married. Got big brownie points for that. 5. My dad asked my mom to pick up his butt cheek so he could fart and it was too heavy. 6. My husband had his ACL and meniscus repaired. When they brought him back into the room, he stared at me through half-closed eyes until the nurses left and then said, I love you. I'm glad you're here. I melted. Then he conked back out for about half an hour and woke up with a big gasp. I thought he was in pain, that's how loud it was. And went, Burger King Burgie. I said, you want a Burger King burger? He said, do. So I had to get him a Burger King burger for dinner. He doesn't remember anything until he was back home several hours later with Burger King sitting in front of him. 7. Nurse here was 22F, had a teen boy come out of anesthesia who looked at me and said, hey, you're the girl from last night. I had to reassure everyone that that wasn't me. 8. I had a surgery to remove bone spurs from my big toes in early February of 2005. I woke up while the doctor was grinding the bone down and asked if he thought Donovan McNabb could lead the Eagles to a Super Bowl win. He nodded at the anesthesiologist and I don't remember anything after that.